Namaste. Today, let me talk about on our existence. Okay, let me share this. Okay, what is our existence? So recently, I shared this on my Reiki group, which told that the average lifespan of an electron is 66,000 Yota years, and that's 5 quintillion times the age of the universe. This was actually shared by my daughter with her comment. This was her comment. Have you realized that a human being is an ecosystem? We consist of trillions of cells and bacteria. To imagine that we are an individual is erroneous. It challenges so many people's beliefs, the consciousness of the food we eat, the person who cooks that food, the people we spend our time with, and the memories and relationship between the cells within our body. All of them affect our life and minds. We are a group identity. When we die, that group dies. But the cells don't. A part of you is unperishable, even by fire and decay. You live on forever. But not as a group anymore, but as a trillion separate pieces that have a life and a mind of their own. So, once this was shared, I got a request to please make a video on this and explain in simple words. So, this is a deep truth of life. So, let me try to simplify that. So, the idea presented here is a fascinating fusion of biological and philosophical perspectives, and also with a touch of quantum physics to emphasize the interconnectedness of life. So, let's break down and expand on these concepts to better understand their implications. First of all, let us assume that human beings are ecosystems. You're not just this person who you see in front of you, you are an ecosystem. So, this perspective stems from our understanding of the human microbiome, which is becoming very popular these days, popular topic of talk, which comprises trillions of microorganisms, including bacteria, fungi, and viruses that live in and on our bodies. These microorganisms outnumber the human cells. Think that for a moment. These microorganisms outnumber human cells and play critical roles in digestion, immunity, and even mental health. So, the idea of individuality is just an illusion. Okay, from a biological standpoint, the notion of an individual as a singular, independent entity is simplistic. Actually, we are composites of living organisms working together in a complex symbiosis. This interconnectedness extends beyond our physical bodies to include our interactions with the environment, other people, and also the food we consume. So, when you look at the consciousness and its influence, the consciousness of the food we eat and the people we interact with suggests that our experiences and environments deeply influence our mental and physical states. Imagine you spend your evening with your old friends, very loving interaction, and when you come home, how do you feel? As compared to that, you were in an office environment and there was so much stress and arguments. Okay, you were interacting with these people. When you come home, how do you feel? So, this concept aligns with the idea that our well being is not solely a product of our internal biology, okay? It is also a result of our external interactions. Now, coming to group identity and death, the idea of a group identity within our bodies highlights the cooperative nature of our cells and the microbiota. When we die, this collective ceases to function as an integrated whole. Okay? But the individual components, such as bacteria, can continue to live and thrive independently for a time. Now, coming to quantum physics and continuity, quantum physics introduces the notion that at a fundamental level, everything in the universe is interconnected. It is, okay? Think about that. Everything in the universe is interconnected. Particles can be entangled, meaning their states are linked regardless of the distance separating them. Okay? Regardless of the distance separating them. So this is very clear to me because as a Reiki healer, I sent distant healing to people across the globe. So we are all interconnected. There is no problem. I send healing from here and they receive it. This concept supports the idea that death does not mark an absolute end, but rather a transformation of our constituent parts into new forms and relationships. So let's think about the immortality of the components. While our group identity dissolves upon death, the idea that parts of us live on is scientifically valid. Okay? The microorganisms from our bodies can integrate into the environment, and elements from bodies can be recycled into new living organisms. On a molecular level, the atoms that constitute our bodies persist and become part of other entities, contributing to the ongoing cycle of life. So, when we think in philosophical and spiritual dimensions, this perspective echoes various philosophical and spiritual traditions that emphasize the continuity of life and the interconnectedness of all beings. Okay, all beings, not only human beings. Mark those words. It suggests a form of immortality, not as a conscious entity, but as a continuous part of the broader tapestry of life. And finally, the idea that human beings are ecosystems challenges the traditional notion of individuality and highlights the intricate connections between our internal and external worlds. This view encourages us to appreciate the continuity of life beyond our physical existence and recognize the profound impact of our interactions with the world around us. Okay, so this is a very deep truth, and you need to listen to this at least a couple of times to grasp the meaning of those words and understand them. So I hope it helps. Bye. Until next time.